episode 5 of my Football Manager 2022 series with Newcastle United. And big news, we have finally won a game. Finally. It's taken us until episode 5, but we have finally got there. A 2-0 win over Norwich. Our form has been fairly decent for our standards over the past few games. Obviously the last game we had was that 0-0 draw with Aston Villa. Since then, we went to Stamford Bridge and we took a point. I mean, we popped the bus completely, but we took a point. Raul Jimenez scored 3 minutes in. Saul Niguez equalised, but we did manage to hold on for that precious point. We did lose 2-0 to Watford, unfortunately. I think we were a bit too negative in that game. Lodi with an own goal and Musa Sissoko sealing the points, but then we went to Carrow Road and we absolutely bossed it. I tried a new control possession tactic and it really did seem to work. I also bought Fabian Schär into this. I've gone back to a back 4, but I've taken Jalatasar out because his form has been absolutely abysmal, and we improved massively at 2-0 win. Fabian Schär with a penalty, which was odd because I don't think I had him as a penalty taker, but he scored it. And then Raul Jimenez with the second to give us our first Premier League win of the season. It does mean that we are still bottom, but we do have a game in hand on teams such as Norwich and Crystal Palace. I think that's purely because we're playing on a Sunday. So we do have the chance to leapfrog them with a win against Leicester, who were in a bad run of form, but they have won 2 in a row. So we are going to have to be quite wary of that, but hopefully that is going to be the kickstart. So we're going to start getting some momentum now that we can build on and start to turn our season around, because it's been a very dismal start and it does need to improve. Before we get into today's game, I thought we would take a look at this new addition to FM22. Now, to be honest, this isn't something that I've delved that much into yet, but this is the data hub. So this is basically where you can find out all of the relevant statistics for how your team is performing, how your players are performing, as well as how other teams are performing as well. So we got some key findings here. So if we have a look at overall match momentum, for example, now it's said that in the first half, I think this is against Norwich, Newcastle were the better team and were generally dominant throughout this period, although Norwich were well matched with us in the second half, and we tend to peak around the half-hour mark, between that spell between the half-hour mark and half-time. That was our best period of the game, and we tend to lack concentration after the half-time or at the start of the second half, particularly in this Norwich game. Between minutes 47 and 58, that was Norwich's best spell. So that's something that we're going to have to be wary of. We're not sharp enough at the start of the second half, and that is something that we really need to improve on. If we look at our general performance this season, so as you can see, goals per game, we are really lacking on that front. XG matching that as well, conceded per game. Worrying statistic, we are averaging 2.33 goals a game. Shots on target, so how clinical we are. It's about a third of our shots go on target. We haven't had that many. I think creating chances in general is something that we are going to have to improve on quite a lot. Pass completion, it looks good, but I think that's mainly just centre backs passing the ball to each other, so how much you can read into that, I don't know. We are getting stuck in, we are winning quite a lot of tackles, but unfortunately we are still conceding quite a lot of goals. So that is something that we are going to have to improve on. If we look at our next opponent, Leicester City, that's a really detailed analysis there. Leicester will be tough to beat, thanks for that. I never would have worked that out. So Leicester play a gegenpress style, which means that every player on the team tries their hardest to win the ball back, and they go as a team, and it's quite a very intense press style of play. It's basically the style that Liverpool play. They tend to do well in the first half. They have quite a lot of match momentum in the first half of games, start really well. Let's have a look at what else can we look at. Last match, passes, goals from shots. I mean, you can look at these in detail if you want to. This is the players shown on the pitch. The sight was it was a sight to behold. So yeah, quite a lot of good combinations going on. So it's something that we are going to have to be wary of. We're going to have to close them down quite intensely. Maybe even sort of play them at their own game a little bit. But I guess we'll just have to see how it goes. But yeah, this is quite a a neat little addition to this year's game. Something to give you a little bit of an edge, sort of work out the other teams a little bit more as well. So yeah, I definitely think that this is quite a nice little addition, and it's definitely something that I'm going to be using more and more as the game goes on. Hendrick should be dropped by Ireland. I totally agree. Totally agree. So this is the team that we're going to go with. This is the exact team that I chose against Norwich. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. We've got a 4-2-3-1 control possession. We are a lot more positive than we have been in recent weeks, trying to keep the ball, play short little combinations and things like that. So this is the team. We've got Rayner in goal, a back four of Mallow, Shah, Tar and Loddy, Basuma and Willock as the two in midfield. Basuma in the ball winning role. Willock is going to go box to box, try and get us up the pitch and help out in defence as well. Pedence on the right, St Maximan on the left. St Maximan's going to cut inside a little bit more with Miguel Almiron, who played well against Norwich in that advanced playmaker role. Behind Raul Jimenez, up front, Corentin Tolisso is on the bench at the moment, as is Chalatasar, because their form just has not been good enough. They have been very disappointing signings so far. I'm especially surprised at Tolisso, because obviously coming from Bayern Munich and coming from the France national team, being in such high esteemed sides, you'd think he'd bring a bit of class to the team, but he's been quite disappointing so far, I have to say. Ewan makes a good point. It's in these matches where you learn who's up for the fight and who isn't. So let's see what they've got today. I'm going to say outstretched arms. I'm not going to say outstretched arms, that'd be a weird thing to say. If you carry your last performance into this match, we will do well. I'm going to go with the recommended team talk. Why have I not turned these off yet? Anyway, here we go into the match. I've just caught air at the worst possible times. I just started coughing my lungs out, which is really good, and now I can feel my throat tightening. So Leicester going with the standard 4-2-3-1, about the team that you'd expect. I seem to say that every single game. Leicester currently 13th on a good run of form. Hopefully we can put a stop to that. But even if we can't, as long as we put in a respectable performance, if we can take a point, I'd be happy, obviously. But we do need to start winning games, because, firstly, I don't want to be sacked, but, secondly, I don't want to be managing this team in the Championship next season. And Didi Amati, he was in a lot of space there. We're going to have to sort that out. Right, Thomas with a free kick gets the post cleared away by Mallow. Do we have a plan on the counter-attack? Jimenez lacks support, finds Almiron into Pedence, and it's just that final ball, that final opportunity that's just a little bit lacking. And Leicester creating another opportunity. They've started on the front foot here, as we would expect them to do. And Loddy did come over that time, and Pepe Reina takes that nose. Who's the number 19? Who's the number 19? I don't even know. That's good, isn't it? Alright, St Maximan. Oh, dispossessed. Another poor piece of play. Almiron forced Vardy a bit wide. But yeah, Leicester creating really, really good opportunities, passing the ball really well. They've broken the lines again, but thankfully Reina just got there at the age of 38, outpacing Jamie Vardy. Alright, come on, hurry up, mate. Absolutely wallops the ball forward. Tielemans plays, we just cannot get out. We cannot get out at all. In towards Barnes, and thankfully that's over, but Leicester are absolutely all over us in this game. We just can't seem to get out. Right, I'm going to fire them up. Try and fire them up, see if that works, but it's just so negative. Mallow into Pedence, can we get forward? At least he's having a go, he's trying to run at the fullback. Pedence plays it back to Mallow, plays it into St Maximan, and we have the lead. We've been dominated for the first 20 minutes, but it doesn't matter. Alan St Maximan with a brilliant goal. Pedence on that right hand side plays it in, does a brilliant job, has to cut back in the end. Mallow plays it in, and St Maximan was fighting towards him. But brilliant volley from St Maximan, and it's 1-0, and I believe that's his first goal of the season. That puts us up to 18th place. So yay, not actually bottom. Okay, here's Maximan to deliver into Jimenez, and that was close to 2-0. Now Leicester might have an opportunity. Lodi clears away, but only as far as Johnny Evans. Evans plays it back into Perez. Could he score against his former club? He will be fired up for the game today. Harvey Barnes back to Luke Thomas. Lovely little play from Leicester. We're not dealing with it, and thankfully Joe Willock clears it away. Harvey Barnes into Perez. Nice little clip ball over for Vardy. Oh my god, what can you do about that? I mean, defend it for a start. Jamie Vardy just gets the one touch, gets the ball out of his feet. Oh man. Okay, could we have done much about this? So is he Perez over the time? He had two defenders around him. He just bends it beautifully. It's a great goal, but we could have stopped that. We're still 18th though, so that's pretty good. Oh, Brighton, could they make us? Oh, for goodness sake! I don't know what to do. We were in control. We were in control of the game. We were 1-0 up, and we've just pissed it away. I mean, I know why it isn't working, because I've changed too much too soon. I've made too many signings. They're not gelling as a team. There's no cohesion. We've tried to change an entire team overnight, which very rarely works. Look at QPR in 2013. It's a ball clipped over Raul Jimenez. He's got to finish that, and he does. Little dink over the goalkeeper. It is 2-2. It's not even half time. Awesome stuff. I mean, yeah, it is going to take a long time for these players to gel. And like QPR in 2013, where they changed their entire team and didn't win for like 4 months. Lovely little clip over from Jimenez, great goal. But yeah, we just got to make sure that the same thing doesn't happen to us. We've got to try and get these players cohesive as quickly as we possibly can. So yeah, in a way, changing an entire team straight away can be quite counterproductive, even if you've improved player for player. As we get to half time, it's 2-2. It's been quite an exciting first half, I have to say. But I'm gonna go. Do you know what? What would hands in pockets? I don't know. I'm gonna pump fists. These fans turn up through thick and thin. Remember that as you go out. I mean, they're not gonna care about that. They're multi-million-pound footballers. They're not gonna care whether the fans turn up or not. None of them are even remotely moved by that. So cheers, Graham. You screwed me over again there. Well done. We're probably going to lose this game now. It's Tielemans, it's Vardy. Thankfully, that was a great tackle from whoever that was. I think that was Jonathan Tah. Lodi with a free kick. That was dreadful. Sam Maximan. Over to the left-hand side, Miguel Almiron. What can he do with this? Absolutely nothing but looks of it. He clips it back in. Orpidence in. Oh man. Cleared. It's just that final opportunity which is really lacking. Again, can't get out. Okay, O'Brien with a free kick deflected. And I think thankfully that came off a Leicester player. This isn't good. This is starting in our own half. This is not good. Okay, Hugo Malo. Prudence. Can we get into the Leicester City half? That is what I want to know. Is this going to be like Esteban Cambiasso for Argentina at the World Cup? 25 passes and then a goal. That would be awesome. Okay. Put the curse on it, why don't you? And now it's Leicester's turn to replicate it. Vestergaard driving forward into Jamie Vardy. Over to Harvey Barnes. Back to Ndidi, thankfully. Basuma got the block in. And now we can clear it up to... I feel like Jimenez needs someone up there with him. Because unless Almiron can make those runs, let's have a look. So Almiron, what's he doing? I need him to... He can't get further forward. Alright, we'll go dribble more. Why can't he go further forward unless I put him in attack? In which case, he can get further forward. I'm hoping that might give Jimenez a little bit more support because he seems quite isolated at times. There's a bit of a scramble there, but it falls to Joe Willock. Now it's Basuma, who I'm not sure should be that high. There we go, share back to Mallow. Out to Almiron on this left-hand side. Cleared away by Evans. Almiron a lot wider than I ideally want him to be, but here's Willock. Are we actually going to create anything, or is it's just going to be passing Leicester to death before losing the ball? Jimenez into Almiron, back to Jimenez, brilliant ball, and Jimenez makes it 3-2. We do have something at the end of it. His second goal of the game, Raul Jimenez. And we finally hit goal scoring form. Share with the ball into Jimenez, back to Almiron. Lovely little 1-2. And Schmeichel just decides to jump out of the way. And there we go. Awesome stuff. My throat really is dying now. I should get a drink, but I'm going to brave it. Renan Lodi is 1 yellow card away from a suspension. We should consider subbing him off. I'm going to risk it, mate. But I tell you what I might do. I might bring Pedence off, because he's been a little bit quiet. Hasn't had the greatest game. I'm going to risk bringing Ryan Fraser on. He will give us a lot of energy, I think. And yeah, Pedence he's made some good runs, but overall he's had a very quiet game. So we'll bring Ryan Fraser on. I'm going to ignore you, Graham. I don't care. Oh, Lodi did get a yellow card. So yeah, probably should have listened to Graham on that front. Just, we're going backwards. That's not where I want us to go. I want us direct. Probably shouldn't have gone for control possession if I wanted direct. But here's Hugo Mallow. Basuma, lovely little 1-2, plays the ball back in, and Jimenez gets his hat-trick. 4-2 now. Is this the start of our turnaround? Is our season finally going to turn a corner? We've still got to hold on to this first. But lovely little play, lovely little 1-2 from Basuma and Hugo Mallow. Jimenez with a bullet header. That's his hat-trick. He's been fantastic. He's been in good goal-scoring form in general. There's a highlight from the kick-off, which concerns me greatly. But I'm going to bring Jamal Lewis on for Lodi at the first opportunity. He hasn't had a great game today. But yeah, highlight straight from the kick-off. This is worrying. Very worrying. And Leicester are keeping the ball very well, and they are not exactly messing about with it. Both their centre-backs on a yellow, that's something I can target. They've still got the ball. They've still got the ball. Are we gonna close them down? Reina punches it away. Why are you doing that? It's a brilliant saving from Maddison. He shouldn't have punched that. He should have caught that. That's ridiculous. Chris bringing Tolisso on for Basuma. I mean Almiron, he's had a great game and he is a little bit tired now, but I think we just need to make sure that Basuma doesn't get sent off, because he's quite prone to a card. Anyone that's watched him for Brighton knows that. But yeah, hopefully Tolisso won't be quite the disaster that he has been for the first 8 games this season. It looks like we are going to hold on for another very important victory. It will be 2 wins in a row. A very good goal scoring victory. I mean, we've conceded 2, but we have scored 4, and that is 2 victories in a row. I would take any positive any way they come. 4-time Newcastle 4, Leicester City 2. Our season is starting to turn a corner, and it's about freaking time. The team is starting to gel. The tactic works. Outstretched arms, a win, and a good performance. Very, very well done today. That was an excellent win. There we go. And I think this is a starting 11 that I can finally believe in. Right, responsibility. Can I change it? Right, delegate. Up to 18th place. Come on, Anthony's happy. Davey is happy. Dumo's happy. Everyone's happy. Jimenez is something else. He is something else indeed. And we are climbing up that table. Slowly but surely, Newcastle take their chances. They do indeed. Awesome stuff. I need to praise Jimenez. Oh, come on, game. Let's praise Jimenez for that incredible hat-trick. I'm going to say, great player. I'm going to put my arm around him and I'm going to say, last match and that you scored. Thanks, I'll keep doing what I do and you better. Send assistant. But yeah, awesome. That means that we are, let's have a proper look at the table, shall we? That means that we are now 18th, 2 wins. That suddenly looks a lot better, into double figures in the goal scoring charts. That does look a lot brighter than it did a couple of weeks ago, now that we can actually win games. That's going to give us so much more confidence going forward. I've just noticed that Liverpool won 10 out of 10, which is absolutely ridiculous. Arsenal having a good season as well. But yeah, 18th place, awesome stuff. We're level on points with Wolves. West Ham having a poor season. Southampton, Wolves level on points with them. So we are starting to make ourselves known. We're starting to become more competitive. And on Halloween, we gave Leicester an almighty fright. And yeah, they got to start turning the corner soon. 6 defeats from 10 games. Pretty awful stuff for them. But never mind. So yeah, we're getting somewhere. We are getting somewhere. Okay, right. I think our next game, I'm thinking I might go on a bit. I think we'll probably come back for West Ham, just because I think they're going to be one of our sort of rivals by that point. I don't know whether we'd have moved up the table by then. We'll have to see, but I've got a feeling that West Ham we're going to be in and around with them quite a lot this season. So we'll come back for West Ham. We'll move on with the season a little bit more, and hopefully we can keep up that winning run. But yeah, I'm going to end it there for today, guys. So thank you very, very much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed the video. If you did, please consider leaving a like on there for me. If you're new around here and you've liked what you see, that sentence doesn't make sense. If you're new around here and you like what you see, why not get subscribed so that you can be notified of future videos and streams. But I think that is pretty much everything from me. So thanks once again. Take care of yourselves